Welcome to the YSPN Project, where Sikh values meet professional success. Join us on an exhilarating journey as we dive into the world of leadership, entrepreneurship, corporate success, all through the lens of our culture. From diverse backgrounds and various niches, we bring you the stories that inspire, the strategies that empower, and the wisdom that transcends industry.
Hi, Kanwar. How are you?
I'm very good, Kirs. How are you?
Good, good. Where are you dialing in from currently?
I am based in New Delhi from the very beginning and currently also based in New Delhi as well.
Why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us what you do.
Yeah, okay, so I'm currently 18 years old. I'll be turning 19 next month. And I am a certified equity investor. So I work in equities in the financial markets. I invest since like about 4 years or so. I started pretty young at that age. And I am a professional chess player as well as a trainer. So that's my job. I train kids for chess and I invest that income into the markets. That's all I do.
Fantastic. And you also have a significant social following. What kind of content do you put out there?
Yeah, so I do a bit of content creation as well. You're right. And I mostly put out motivational content, also finance content. So the idea is, to put on a little bit of things from every important aspect of life, be it finances, be it fitness, be it, just a regular mindset and discipline. So I try to post about all these things. So my tagline is knowledge on health, wealth, and peace. Okay, that's the thing. Yeah.
It's such a great tagline. I think we'll spend the next few questions sort of talking about this social media. For starters, why don't you tell the audience something that they may not know about you based on your social profile?
Well, based on my profile, okay. A lot of people might think that, okay, I'm creating content, so I'm, very open to speaking and all of that stuff. So I love speaking as I do right now. I love public speaking. I love, shooting things with people. But actually, I'm an introvert in my day-to-day life. And I like to keep my circle very, very small. Like small means extremely small. So I have almost no friends. And the ones I have are, of course, from my work or similar mindsets, because they help me stay focused. So I have a very, very similar, circle, small circle, I would say, and I'm very introverted. So very simple routine, no, nothing extraordinary as such. People think that, well, if someone is creating online and if someone is showing their lifestyle online, they must be having a very, grand lifestyle, or he's a trader, because traders usually showcase this lifestyle, you make millions and, all that stuff. So even if I do make money, my lifestyle is very simple and I'm just a boring guy, you could say.
Okay. So Conrad, really interesting that you're an introvert, but have a great social following and obviously put out daily content for a long time now. Tell us about what inspired you to start that journey and maybe where you came from when you were 14.
So when I was 14, again, I had basically no motivation, right? And I had no mentor as such. But content has, inspired me myself, first of all. I was the one who was consuming. And that's what I love about content, because if you have the control over yourself to put yourself in the right direction of content or basically that space, then it can really help you. And it did help me because I made the algo work for me. I only followed the guys who were doing something valuable for me or from whom I was learning, right? And then I followed a similar kind of people, and that's when I got motivated. So accordingly, then I thought soon enough after my journey, why can't I create content personally if they can do it? Because I'm getting inspired by them. And from point A to point B, I grew just watching that content, just learning from these guys, because I knew nothing at 14, right? So again, the similar thing could happen from me. Someone, if maybe younger to me or someone who's newer to the space I am in right now, maybe could learn from me or maybe could teach me even, right? So it's wonderful, right? That was the main basic idea, I would say.
Okay, great. No, I think it's really important how you touched on making social media something that we know can be quite negative or harm people's mental health. You turned into something that could be quite positive and empowering for you, which I think is amazing. I guess I would ask you then, even though you're 18, even though you've been creating for a number of years now and you have some built up following, do you still fall into the comparison trap or of comparing yourself to others? And do those moments still arise?
Well, yeah, I won't really lie. I mean, they do. But again, the percentage of me falling into that trap or the number of times I fall into the trap has significantly dropped. But I still do, because it's human nature, you compare yourself to others. Maybe a friend who started with you, maybe, a guy who is again from the same space, working just like you. And if his reel blows up and yours doesn't, you feel that why is that happening? But again, I try to tell myself that again, I remind myself comparison is a thief of joy. And it'll just disturb me. And I will get what is meant for me. So why do you even bother? Because at the end of the day, if you see, then I always make myself realize that if you say, Kanwar, I tell myself that Raj, you are here from 300 followers in Jan to like 30,000 right now currently. So it's about 6-7 months only, I think 8 months or what. And say 10, 10x in fact, sorry, x. So from 300 followers to 30,000 followers. So even if the other guy has made it to 100K, shouldn't matter to me. It does, but it should not. So I am trying to drop the number of times I fall into that comparison significantly. I'm trying my best to drop that because that's not a good thing to do. Comparison will always drop you into sadness, nothing else.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, we might shift gears a little bit and talk about your investing side now. Really curious, you obviously came from a decent middle class family, but not someone, I guess, with strong investing background in the family. What drove you to this topic, and how did you become such an expert to be able to work full time so quickly?
Yeah, so again, as you said, no one from my family has done investing or been in the markets, never ever, right? I am from a business family. My father has also done business, and even my granddad, although I didn't see him, but he was a great visionary. He was, into media and stuff. And I am from a middle class family. So we were not going too bad, not going too good. It was just average. But again, the point that I saw was what was not going right, maybe, was again investing. Because investing, I feel, is a way of life, not just about money. It's a way of life, You invest your energy today in the gym for a better body tomorrow, right? You invest your time today, maybe reading books for a better knowledge tomorrow. And just the same way you invest your money today for better returns tomorrow. So it's a way of life. And I believe I'm completely, I completely surrender myself to that way of living life. So I just fell in love with it when I got this idea of investing because I never knew what is it all about. Again, coming back to content, because content helped me learn about this, as no one from my family ever did this. But yeah, I gradually, learned at least the basics. Then my dad was also kind enough to give me an account. I started trading with like 2,000 rupees or so, very little amount, just to learn about it. And the starting 2 years, honestly, I was just doing this, just trading on random signals, not of course making money. In fact, losing money, crying, becoming sad. But again, that period was very, very, important for me because that's when you learn. Because when you do a mistake, make a mistake again and again, I mean, almost every week, soon enough, you realize that, okay, something is not going right. And then luckily I realized and I figured out that mistake and worked on it. But again, the most that has helped me, again, is content because YouTube, I think, is the new university, right? I learned a lot of things from it for investing. And then, of course, the other areas that I focus on, because investing is just 1% intelligence and 99% temperament. So the other areas have helped me a lot for my investing.
Yeah, perfect. And I think you have a really interesting story here relating to the COVID years, which I think, again, you were 14, 15 at the time, and maybe you found yourself with a lot of free time. Do you want to talk a bit more about that story and how you spent that time to get into investing?
Absolutely. So again, when COVID struck, it was a lockdown period, and of course, we couldn't go anywhere, right? There were no schools, no classes, nothing. And I was completely free. I mean, investing again, I just started learning about it that time. But the chance that I got was again because of COVID, because otherwise I was going to school. I was a school going student in class, 10th. I was a 10th grader. But I got a chance to play around the markets because I was having free time at home. Because the markets, run in the morning hours, right? And that chance only makes me reach where I am today, because otherwise I wouldn't have been in the markets, right? So again, that was a very lucky part for me. And COVID, in fact, ironically, has helped me and, not disturbed me. So that was, of course, one thing. And then, of course, the other free time I used to learn more and more and more about the markets, read books, maybe watch content, maybe just self-practice, read charts, and observe all those newses and stuff like that. So really helped me because that period, I think I used to work like 12, 14 hours. I just didn't used to stop because, again, the point was that I had my PC in front of me. Why do I stop? I was so fascinated about numbers, about the markets, and it was just altogether a new space for me. And the possibility that I can create a lot of money from here was the biggest motivating factor. That too sitting at home. So if a 14-year-old can make money sitting at home through anything, he'll of course be motivated. And that's what happened with me. So I was going all in. And thanks to COVID, thanks to the free time I got.
Yeah, I mean, again, an amazing story, and I hope a real inspiration for the people listening in our audience today. I want to talk about something you mentioned there in terms of your relationship with God. And the reason I actually came across your profile was I was scrolling Instagram one day, and there was this really young turbaned kid giving great inspirational advice and all positive self-talk, and not really the negativity that we see sometimes on social media. Do you want to talk a bit about your experience being this very visual Sikh figure online as a young person as well, and what kind of comments you've gotten or feedback?
Yes, so it was just because of this positive talk that I got so many followers. Because the point was, so many people, again, as you said, there's so much of negativity around. But then people thought that, okay, who's this young kid, spreading positivity, and he's coming daily and sharing these positive quotes. So people really like that idea of me being, natural, or maybe just speaking my heart out. While I used to run, I used to speak about quotes, or I used to speak about, be it Sikhi or God, or these things. So that's how I built my initial following. And of course, that I still continue to do, because I feel that's a part of us. I mean, if we are good there at that part, we can be good, at any other part, be it our careers, our relationships, or money, or whatever it is. Because being positive, or being in control of yourself, firstly, is the most important part for any human being on earth, right? So that's how my relationship with God, or relationship with these positive self talks started. And I continue to do it. I love it, because the point is that it continues to grow stronger and stronger as and when you keep giving more time to it. That's the beauty of it. You can't get enough of it. You can never get enough of God, or be it your own even mind, because these things are so deep. And I'm pretty young to even understand that. I mean, even 80-year-olds can't understand it properly. But the point that if you're trying to understand, if you're willing to understand, then you can just go deeper and deeper and deeper. And once you go deeper, it starts getting more and more beautiful, because life also starts to seem much more bright and much more meaningful then with these things. So I feel definitely, I mean, one should try and learn about these things, be it, the relationship with God, be it just, doing basic, mantras, or basic part, kirtan, whatever you can call it, right? But get this positive effect on your mind, however you like. It might be spending time around with nature, or with God, or going to any temple or something, or whatever it is.
Yeah, I might ask you then, how has your relationship with Sikhi maybe evolved over the last few years and grown?
Yeah, as I said, as and when you keep investing time in it, it keeps growing stronger and stronger. Again, it's investing. You invest your time, and your relationship with God, or with anyone, or with basically any energy, keeps going stronger. So when you put in the time, God holds your hand, right? If you're willing to start. And that's what happened with me. I was, of course, my everyone in my house followed Sikhi, but I was not willing to learn anything extra about Sikhi, just because I was pretty young. And I never even thought about it, because we never, are yeah, how do I say? I mean, no kid in school talks about this, or even no teacher teaches you this. I mean, everyone is just busy getting marks in school, right? So who's worried about our spiritual journey so early on? You are a kid. I mean, no one even cares about it as such. But then again, that's what gives you the benefit. That's what gives you the edge. If you learn about these things early, that's how you become big, right? Because your mind starts to get so much under control when you're following a nice path, be it Sikhi, be it any religion on earth. God is one. The idea is one, right? So again, the path grew stronger and stronger. It kept evolving. And I still remember, I used to, again, content. I used to watch Kirtan online, and I used to, basically put on Kirtan and listen to it while playing chess, or while, maybe trading or doing my work. That's it. But I just started connecting to God so well then. And I tried to start understanding the meaning of these things by translating them, or maybe, just getting the subtitles on, and so on. So it's just so beautiful when you understand the meanings of it. Because personally, I don't know how to read Gurmukhi, because I've been raised up in a Hindu school, right? Not a Sikh school. But again, the point is that everything is on your tab nowadays. So if you can just translate, if you can just search about that thing, if you could just listen to any positive, maybe a kirtan, or a bhajan, or a puja, or basically any video or something, it really helps. Really
Yeah.
helps.
Kanwar, talking about social media and people who do use it, do you have recommendations for people who want to make social media a positive space and maybe are trapped now in that idea of comparison, in feeling low about themselves, or comparing to what they see out there?
So exactly, yes. Trapping in social media or maybe the comparison thing is very common these days. And of course, the algo also then gives you the same kind of stuff. If you're watching negative stuff or maybe the addictive reels, it will keep sending you addictive reels in your account, and you'll keep falling into the loop. It's a downward spiral. It keep going on and on. But there's an upward spiral too, which is the opposite of this. And it is that if you choose the right content, the algo will keep flooding the right content into your feed only. That's it. So that's what I do. There's different spaces that work for different people. So can't suggest any names as such. But what I can say is that only follow the people who really deliver you value, and try to follow some great established big people, because they really avoid maybe talking about these dramas and stuff. I mean, personally, I do follow a lot of influencers, and especially fitness influencers, or maybe some big entrepreneurs who are actually hustling, who are still grinding, and who are still on their journey. So a person who is still on their journey and grinding will only show you what's actually happening. He'll not try to go into the drama. So try to follow the people who really deliver you value, and of course the algorithm will also help you to find more such people, because that's what I do. I try to save all those posts, like all those posts which I really like, because then the algorithm sends me the similar ones, and that really helps.
And do you have a story relating to the social media usage and how maybe you've become now a better consumer of social media?
Yes, exactly. So as I said, I've tried to always only follow people who really deliver me value, and that kind of makes me a better consumer, I feel, because somehow I also spend a lot of time on social media. It's not that I have very strong control that I can not touch my phone or so. I also do touch my phone at times when I don't need to. But I mean, that's human nature. You do. But if you are doing, it's better to watch positive and knowledgeable stuff rather than negative things, right? So if I am spending the same 1 hour as everyone else, I might spend that 1 hour, but that 1 hour would be much more resourceful, because I will only watch knowledgeable videos or maybe motivational videos. So my feed is full of that now, because it's been so long that I've been following these people out there. These such beautiful people who post beautiful reminders, who share knowledgeable stuff, who maybe post such motivational reels or quotes or books, or help me so in so many ways. So you need to find what works for you, follow these similar mindset people, and just keep going. Try to avoid, first of all, try to remove those negative people. See, before adding the positive ones, you need to remove the negative ones, right? That's the very first step to do. So try to get out of those groups, those toxic groups, toxic friends, negative self-talk people. No, please, start saying no. As they say, you need to start saying no to become successful rather than yes.
Great. And I might go back to the Sikhi concepts that we had discussed earlier. You mentioned being able to grow in your relationship with God and your Sikhism, even at quite a young age. And as you said, some people don't realize this even as they get older. What advice would you have for young people who perhaps want to learn more about Sikhism or about their own faith and relationship with God?
I really try to understand as much as I can through maybe Google or translations or YouTube and so on. So I try to search about Kirtan Samagams, because that really ignites the fire within me when I listen to some great energetic Kirtan, because I'm a young guy, right? I can connect to the fast energetic Kirtans, and those are available online. Everything streams online on YouTube. As I say, YouTube is a new university. You can find literally anything. So I found that I used to listen to it. That grew my connection even further with God. And then I tried to understand the meanings of these things. So I still don't know everything as such. I know very little. But whatever I know is at least greater than what I knew yesterday. And that really helps me. That keeps me motivated to learn even further. So then I ordered some books as well, translations, of maybe Japji Sahib or Jap Sahib are parts, right? But even if you follow any other faith or religion, you can do the same if you don't know the language in particular, because we are all modern kids, right? We might not know the old languages. You can order translations, books of translations, or maybe go to Google, translate it, learn the meanings, and write it down. Write it down so that it is, here, and it does not leave so quickly with you. So it needs to be with you, right, to create a larger impact. Then also try to avoid distractions. That is the number one thing. Again, as we discussed in the last part as well, first of all, before adding yourself to the positive groups, remove yourself from the negative ones. So again, it's the same with Sikhi or with God as well. When you're going towards God, you cannot still be involved in wrong activities, right? If you're not, then God will, himself, pull you closer towards him. So that's the idea. That's why I do not eat meat. I do not drink. I do not smoke. And it's not like anyone who does it is a bad human being. But the idea is simple, that when I don't consume these things, my life is much more simpler. My life is way more simpler because I don't have any such distractions. The chances of being distracted or trapped are way less. I've dropped from 100 to maybe a 5, and that makes it completely game changer. So now I'm a vegetarian, so the food is clean. I don't drink, so that's why I don't go to really clubs and parties, and that doesn't disturb my health, right? I don't smoke. Then again, I'm not disobeying my guru. So each and everything like this keeps you way ahead.
Yeah, perfect. And I think what you're touching upon there, though, is that some of these decisions might be quite an individual or at times even lonely journey. Maybe for some of our listeners who feel that way in terms of trying to do the right thing and follow their own path, whether it be in Sikhi, whether it be in even content creation or investing, and feeling maybe some of that loneliness or feeling that it's quite an individual journey, what advice would you give to them?
Yeah, exactly. So as you said, it might be a lonely journey. And I would say not even might, it will. There's no other option. And I aggressively follow this, that if it's a lonely journey, it's better. Because again, it is difficult at the starting, but it has to be lonely. Eagles fly alone. If everyone is doing the same thing, you cannot be doing that same thing, because everyone at the same moment cannot be successful. That's a rule of life. Otherwise, the standards or the classes of life we live in will be disturbed. How will the world still survive? Everyone cannot be rich. Everyone cannot be fit. Everyone cannot be healthy. Someone has to be on the other side of the game, right? That's how the game plays. So that is why I feel going on the other side is the only way to make it big. So it will be lonely. No one will support you. As I say, there is no support, but there is a lot of congratulations. So thousands will come to congratulate you, but none will come to support you. But that's fine, because that's what the strength it takes. If it would be easy, anyone could have done it, right? So that's why it contains value, because the thing is hard to do. Be it fitness, be it making money, be it being disciplined, be it your studies, whatever it is, it will be hard, and that's why it has value. Take a six pack, right? I'm not able to build it still. I don't have a six pack, right? I've tried so much, but I don't, because it takes so much discipline. And if it would have been easy, it would have been had no value, right? Anyone could have had it. So that's the thing. It will be lonely. If you allow me, I might say something in Hindi here. So, a crowd is known as bheed in Hindi, right? And they say भीड़ में कभी मत जाना, क्योंकि भीड़ साहस तो देती है पर आपकी मंजिल छीन लेती है. So that means that the crowd maybe gives you support or a sense of safety, that you're in with them. It will not allow you to reach your destination, or it will also snatch away your identity, right? So भीड़ साहस तो देती है, so it snatches away your own identity, because you are inside that crowd. You're not standing out. So we want to stand out and not fit in. That's the line I live by.
Yeah, again, fascinating story and great insights for our audience to listen to. Before we get to the end of the podcast, I did want to squeeze in one question about chess, because it's so fascinating to be able to speak to someone who is a professional chess player and now a chess trainer of some youth. Do you want to just give a very short insight into the world of chess for maybe people who are outside of it and don't know anything about it?
Absolutely. So, chess is a beautiful sport, beautiful game. It's not, again, very easy to play. It's a mind game, right? And so I've realized that only very disciplined people come into the game. If you want to make it big in chess, again, a lot of focus is needed, a lot of patience is needed. But chess teaches you also a lot of things. Maybe teamwork, or maybe controlling your nerves very well. That is one thing that has helped me in investing as well. So I've played chess for now, about 11 years or so. I've been playing since when I was in grade 2. And I just cleared 12th grade last year. So it's been 11 years or so. It has taught me a lot of things. And now I teach kids as well on chess. So, the journey has been beautiful. And without chess, there's no identity of me, because that's how I started my investing journey as well, right? So if anyone is there who wants to learn chess or start as a beginner, I would just say play more and more, because playing is the best form of learning and entertainment, both at the same time, right? So once you play more and more, you get interested in it. You love the sport. Because if you go into the technicalities, first of all, then you would just be demotivated at once. So at the first sight, you firstly need to fall in love with the game, and then only fall into all the complexities of it. Don't make it too complex, first of all. So keep it simple, understand the basic movements of pieces, understand the basic ideas, basic rules and plans, and just play more and more. Play maybe 10 games a day. Why not? I used to play hundreds of them. So that's the idea.
And being a professional chess player from India, has that been able to take you?
Yep. So I've been able to play internationally once, like 2 years back. In fact, I went to Abu Dhabi. I played internationally for the first time, and it was a great experience all over, because again I learned so many new things, and I got in touch with so many new people. They were players of different countries, and it's an altogether different experience, right? You play with by your country, or maybe you're the only one. I was the only one from my school, from my city, and it's a wonderful experience for that. So I learned a lot. I also got great respect because I was one of the only Sikhs there. We were just a couple of Sikh players playing in Abu Dhabi, and we got really good respect. And that's what it takes, as I said, that you are born to stand out and not fit in. So this turban really gives you a chance to stand out. So it was a great experience altogether, and that was really a game changer in my chess career as well, because that's when I also got a lot more connections for teaching kids, and I established my name by playing that tournament, because now kids can trust you, right? That you yourself have played once internationally or have gone to other country to play chess.
Yeah, an amazing story. Again, I'm not sure how you've been able to fit all of these in only 18 years of life, but I'm sure wherever our listeners are at, they'll be able to appreciate that. I think talking about that last point in as well, obviously you're quite a young person, 18, able to do so much. What would you say to the listeners who perhaps feel that they're a bit too old to try certain things, or that maybe they missed their chance? What advice would you have for them?
So if you're young, start now. If you're old, start now. The idea is simple. You start now. If you've missed something already, you can't get it back. You've missed the time. And that is because of maybe some misfortune, or maybe your old bad decisions, or whatever it is. Now what we have right now is the present. So I always say start small, but start now. Even if you have maybe 100 rupees to invest, start. Even if you can do 5 push-ups, start your fitness journey. You can read 1 page of book, start it. Whatever you can do, just start. Because once you start, the momentum will kick in. And if you do the same activity for maybe 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, very much likely that you will feel like doing it again the next very week on your own, automatically. The brain is such that it gets trained. Your mind gets trained for it. And then consistency will take you to another level. So start small, but start now, and don't wait. Go for it.
Awesome advice again. And to those listeners who feel they have lots of different interests, they go from chess to investing to health, all within the space of a week or a few weeks. What advice would you give to those people?
If your interests really help you to grow at the other as well. For example, for me, it did. So chess helped me at investing as well. Fitness helped me in investing as well. So all of those are interrelated, and they help me in my daily life. If that's so, definitely take out time and give a chunk of time to each and every of those things. But if you want to make it big in just one area of life, then you can't live a very balanced life. I always say there's nothing as work-life balance, right? There has to be imbalance, because otherwise, how do you make it big? So there will be a lot of imbalances, and you might not be able to give the appropriate time to each and every area of life. If you just want to make it big at one, so then focus at that one firstly, and maybe remove the others if they're not as important as the first one. Or else, if you just want to increase the quality of your life, then divide equal time amongst all. Simple. So the only thing will be that, of course, you cannot make it big in every area of life, right? At one go. So try to figure out what's the number one priority for you. And then accordingly, try to invest 1 year of your life to just add one single thing. Because if you do that consistently, honestly, daily, you will definitely be seeing the results. And I have seen that personally as well. 1 year of your life is a lot. And people don't really consider that as such. People neglect it, but that is a lot. But consider that you do your work honestly and consistently every day. 365 days can change your life.
Okay, and the last question to finish, in terms of investing in particular, what books would you recommend to our readers in terms of where to get started?
So again, before starting investing, I always recommend a book that is The Compound Effect, because investing is all about compounding. Firstly, you should understand compounding in general, then you understand investing. Once you're done with that, you may go on to books of Parag Parekh. He teaches wonderful value investing. The guy is no more, and that's pretty sad, because he was a wonderful value investor. But books like Value Investing and Behavioral Principles by Parag Parekh, or books of maybe Warren Buffett, these guys are beautiful value investors, and they will teach you how to buy a 100 rupee thing at a 50 rupee. So, these are the tricks and tactics of the markets, that you need to buy the same thing worth 100 rupees at a 50 rupees, because that's how you make money, right? You got the same thing for half price, and now when it goes back, you sell it up and you make double the money. So that's the idea behind it, but that takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of knowledge to spot these opportunities. So you might go around reading these books, understand compounding in general, understand investing in general, and then fall into all those tricks and tactics.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your time, Kanwar, and thank you for sharing your life story, your inspirational advice, and your guidance for all of our listeners. I look forward to our future conversations, and I'm sure all of our listeners will be able to follow you at your social channels.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me, brother. It was lovely talking to you. And yeah, I also look forward to future conversations.
Thank you for tuning in to the YSPN Project. Don't miss out on future episodes. Be sure to follow us on Spotify, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Just search YSPN to stay connected with our upcoming physical events in Australia and New Zealand, virtual events, interviews, and much more. See you in the next podcast.